Altcoin season is not here just yet, obviously, but BTC is up. Some altcoins, as a consequence of that, are doing a little bit better, but certainly not all of them. I'd say probably certainly not most of them. So far, the gains have been disappointed when it comes to returns on altcoins. A lot of us are still holding some big bags. And ultimately, altcoin season is going to come. But this time around, the argument that we've adopted that a lot of people seem to be expressing is that it's not going to be that rising tide that lifts all ships. It's not all altcoins that are going to get those massive boosts, because in a lot of ways, it's kind of time for a reset. And so today we want to look at a new portfolio detailing exactly how we would invest $1,000. If you have $1,000 worth of dry powder, the question becomes, what would you put it into at this time? We've made some of those selections for you. We've researched some of the best projects out there, and we've picked 7 tokens, including a couple that probably may surprise you. Maybe you like our picks, maybe you don't, but let's go through them right now and count down the 7 altcoins that we've selected for this alt season. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, and I wish you well this alt season, whether you're into these projects or not. I genuinely hope you do very, very well. But just remember, I am not a financial or investment advisor. And of course, by extension, that means that this video is not official financial or investment advice. First and foremost, let's be very frank about this. You cannot build a quality portfolio right now and exclude Bitcoin. So our first entry, very straightforward, BTC. For whatever reason, a lot of people choose not to hold Bitcoin. I would call that a mistake. A little bit of Bitcoin, a certain allocation is strongly, strongly recommended. And the fact is that BTC is actually doing relatively well right now compared to the majority of altcoins out there, certainly. It actually used to be much more commonplace that people would roll their altcoin profits into Bitcoin and then their Bitcoin profits into alts, but people entering through meme coins and all of that entire scene that's kind of messed things up, and the ETFs on the Bitcoin side, you combine all these variables and those previous tendencies, those previous investment patterns are no longer necessarily true. And the evidence here is clearly on chain. Since its peak in November during the meme coin craze, the number of daily new Bitcoin addresses has actually dropped pretty drastically. That number is now in a range anywhere between 70,000 to 320,000 new wallets per day. Now, for any other protocol, that would be spectacular. Those would be terrific numbers. But for Bitcoin, it actually means that all those new Phantom, MetaMask, Rabby, and Trust Wallet wallets are not equating to new Bitcoin wallets, not necessarily. But the good news is that there are still more wallets holding at least 1 Bitcoin than ever before. So distribution is still strong according to that metric. It's just not getting these new meme coin casino types. And we're actually going to be a little bit conservative here. If we were to invest $1,000 today, I'd put a good 40% or $400 into Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, any dollar amount that you choose to invest into Bitcoin is pretty much the safest investment you can make in crypto, especially if you don't hold any Bitcoin. Again, it is strongly advised in any portfolio. So let's now switch gears and talk about some of the safest blue chip altcoins out there. And the idea here is to get into the best and the highest quality projects. In most cases, these are also the ones with the best performance in this particular market. And we're going to select 4 in this particular category. Again, safe blue chip altcoins. And we're beginning with Hedera here. This, of course, is representative of made in the USA altcoins. And one of our favorite has actually, in my opinion, not had its big run just yet, Hedera HBAR. It is big in RWA, real world assets, and CBDCs. And while we don't like CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, it seems they're here. It doesn't seem like they're going anywhere. And hopefully with a fast and a cheap, especially network like Hedera's Hashgraph, it's going to onboard people to try non-government issued crypto tokens as well. HBAR has had just a terrific year. It has outperformed the market by about 70% in the last 12 months. And we firmly believe, that being said, that its best days are still ahead. Chainlink, ticker LINK, L-I-N-K, is the next entry here in our list of safe blue chip altcoins. We firmly believe that the leading sectors for the rest of this cycle, and probably likely the next bull cycle as well, are going to be AI, artificial intelligence, and RWA. And of course, Chainlink with its powerful oracles to give real world price data are necessary. That's an understatement. They are so necessary in terms of infrastructure across every RWA project. It's something that they really very much do need and that they rely on hugely. There are other oracles out there, but Chainlink dominates for a reason. And yet somehow, despite all the positives, so things like CCIP, Chainlink's influence in the RWA sector and its dominance in the Oracle market, despite all those positives, Link has had kind of an up and down year, more down even than up, down actually 25% or so over the last 12 months. A current price as I record, that's up on the day, $14.23, but that is still an absolute steal. I would say it's a great value at pretty much any price under $50. I like it that much. It's a personal favorite. I think that Chainlink's big day is yet to come. We haven't seen it just yet. Safe blue chip altcoin number 3 is Solana, which of course has its faults, and they're well documented. But there's no denying that Solana and its ecosystem are building apps and protocols that people want. Most of the industry has a lot of trouble saying the same thing. The Phantom Wallet, for example, that's just one of the many success stories on Solana, and it's growing faster now than MetaMask. And if you extrapolate, it's soon going to be number 1. And kind of like Chainlink, Solana has had a very volatile 12 months. It's down about 7%. They're holding up well here, showing that there's life in the token and the ecosystem after the meme coin season. But certainly it's been underwhelming. And by the way, we still don't like the fact that insiders hold so much SOL, but it is telling, to be fair, and kind of to play devil's advocate here against myself, it's telling that no one is selling, and in fact, we're seeing more buying on the whole. We are admittedly a little bit heavy in RWA on this list, but it's a big part of our thesis over the course of the next 2 cycles, and as such, the last safe blue chip altcoin on this list is ONDO. We've explained at least in 85 different ways why we like ONDO, ticker ONDO, so far be it for me to repeat it here. It's pretty simple. ONDO has the number 1 spot, and they have relationships such as with BlackRock. And so at the end of the day, if hypothetically RWA just comes anywhere close to the trillions of dollars in assets coming on chain that the markets expect, then ONDO is just flawlessly positioned, and they're going to be one of the top beneficiaries of that trend. But with the market's recent performance, ONDO is down about 35-40% on the year. That probably won't last, but we're sitting right now at 86 cents with a $2.7 billion market cap. So in terms of these 4 safe blue chip altcoins, I'm allocating 40% or another $400 of that $1,000, $100 each into these projects. So $100 into HBAR, $100 into Link, $100 into SOL, and the final $100 into ONDO. These are blue chips that should continue to grow and get more dominant. We are big fans of them, and we expect them all to have massive futures. Finally, here we're going to consider some higher risk, higher reward potential altcoins. We're left with 20% or $200 out of our $1,000 in dry powder. And for this 20%, we're going to be digging into, again, some perhaps lesser known projects, so higher risk, but also higher reward potential. We're putting $100 into each of them. And we'll begin here with Virtuals. Ticker is Virtual, VIRTUAL, which is very quickly emerging as one of the leading AI agent launchpads in the industry. It is one of the few where anyone can invest in an agent and see it grow, potentially. And as the agents do grow, so does the virtual token. Its Genesis protocol for launches is also changing the game. We're big fans of that. This is another project that's had a pretty volatile year, but most of that volatility has been to the upside. It's up over 2,100% in these last 12 months. That equates to growth from 8 cents to now up above $2 as I record. But the Genesis Launchpad and the way you can invest in agents now is new. And we don't see the ease of investing in new agents properly reflected in the price just yet. So keep an eye on this one. It's doing some pretty interesting things. And last but not least here, with our final entry, we're actually staying in the Virtuals family. Our second high-risk pick here is aixbt. As a market intelligence platform with its own X account, its goal is to research, to find, and to share crypto alpha with the market. And right now, we're just barely out of the micro cap range. We're in the low end of mid caps at a market cap, I should say right now, of $176.4 million. given the attention that it's getting as a project, given the potential that it has here, I think it's probably quite fair to say that it certainly has $500 million potential, perhaps $1 billion potential as a project.